Alright guys, good morning. I hope you're doing good. Can you guys see me? Just mention on Discord. Can you guys see me? My connection was just disconnected for a little bit there. Um, but anyways, so a few things out today. First, we had the Bank of Japan, right? Last night we had the BOJ. They kept their rates same, right? As the forecast. So I guess it was already priced in. And then obviously we had if somebody can confirm if you can see me on Discord, that would be nice. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Nilat. And then we have ECB. Now, ECB, let's go over it. I'll just share my thoughts, right? But for now, futures overnight. No, I'm getting these ads. I do have the upgrade. Okay, maybe my credit card expired, I guess. But anyways, so overnight, this is a 15-minute chart I have, right? On SPX USD, I was tracking it last night to see if anything significant comes in. There was no major downside or upside. All right, there was no major downside or upside. Today, basically, what's going to happen is the market is going to resolve the BOJ and ECB probably one way or the other, either to the upside or maybe to the downside as well, right? I don't think we chop around, right? Two big decisions came, and I think big fund institutions will adjust accordingly. Let's see what happens, right? If I put these levels up, we have the zero gamma near right here 3970, and then we have 4000 and so on, some levels right here. Zero gamma, usually at zero gamma they sell initially, right? They sell usually for the timing for short term, but then if they hold above, is bullish usually. All right, dealers adjust their position and they end up buying more to the upside. All right, so that's first. And then we have volatility trigger is we're way above it, so that's bullish, right, for short term. And now if we go on the weekly charts, I'm just going to take these off. If we go with the weekly setups, but 3970 is really important, keep that in mind. 3970 is important. On the weekly setup, I do see if we do break out, we can actually get all the way towards 4100, not even 4000. I think around, if the rally does happen, it's going to be a big rally. It's going to go towards 4150 plus, in my opinion. All right, near 4150, and then from there I will look to see what to do. Between this rally from 4000 plus hold, you want to be careful if playing calls. In the sense, I prefer calls, yes, for now, but be careful. That's all I would say. Manage them well. If 4000 fails, right, 4000 fails, stop losses must be respected. All right, there are some and then again, if 3950, 3970, I do agree with LB. I have the same thing. Under 3970, I'd wait for confirmation before playing calls. These are some of my notes, so I highly suggest these are my notes. Obviously, this is my opinion. Somebody else may have a different opinion. Whatever works for one, I guess. And but this is what I think might happen. All right. And with the ECB, the only thing is, last time they came up with this. This is after 11 years that we have the hike of 50 basis BPS. And last time this happened, within a few months, they had to cut back down because they went into a debt crisis. All right. I don't know if many of you guys know the history of what happened last time. Past performance does not mean that the same thing will happen again now, but it's good to know these notes. All right, it's good to know. Okay, this history, that what might happen. For now, we are reacting bullish to it, just for now, temporary. But then let's see what happens later on. But short-term pain on the hike is a long-term gain, like in the coming years, right? But for now, let's see what happens. This is going to add more fuel to the rally, I think, for the upside. Liquidity, above, it's going to be a fast move, just like we had this big move without a stop. The same thing might happen here. Shorts might just get run over. If you're somebody that's looking to play puts, I would be very, very careful right now. And just, if the market wants to go higher, personally, I would just let it go now. I tried at this resistance, and I will take this play every time. It went against me. That's fine. It happens. Well, I mean, the day's still not over, but let's see what happens here. All right, some setups that I was looking at on the weekly time frame, SC weekly setup I'm looking at. I think this looks really good. If we do get the upside, right, a solid base is formed here, and these are temporary relief rallies I'm looking at, right? If the dollar weakens more, SC has all the way towards right here, which is 120, and it's trading at 80 bucks right now. All right, it's trading at 80, so we're looking at least a 20 plus point move to the upside, right? But with this, the trick is SPX 4K as well, right? It needs to hold above it. right? So keep an eye on these names. If the SPX runs, then this has a big move towards the upside. One of these big green candles right here that we had before. All right, so SC, I would keep an eye on it, right? And then FTNT, Fortinet weekly, I would keep an eye on this name as well. This had some bullish flows yesterday. This is a nice little bull flag looking weekly on a longer time frame, right? I would keep an eye on this name as well. Above $60 hold. If it can hold above 60, this can go towards 65 in the coming weeks. All right, and the options on this should not be priced as much. I think they should be fine because it's a double-digit stock, low vol IV here, so options will be fairly priced. So I would keep an eye on FTNT, right? Again, gotta respect the levels. And DuPont DD, I would keep an eye on the weekly as well, right? A nice little base. Some charts that I was looking at yesterday with that have flows come in. This is a nice little weekly at the demand. Let's see, if above 57, 58, it can go towards 60, right? So even if you catch a $2 move from 58 to 60, I would keep an eye on DD. All right, and then Amazon obviously is nice little breakout here. 120 will be hard. 120 will be hard, right? It held 102 way above, never broke it, and now 124 next is 130 basically I have. All right, but 124 hold is must. And then again today, as long as the market does not turn to the downside, ignore everything in here, then we're back to where we are. But if SPX gets towards 4K and we hold above it, only then I would look at these setups. All right, if SPX does not get near 4K, then I would ignore it. All right, so it all depends on SPX, and let's see. I would pay attention to tech also. I think tech might even bounce harder than SPX. All right, so keep an eye on Qs. I think this has room towards 310, 315, even up to 330. So tech can have a nice little bounce all the way towards this zone right here, which is 322. So that's another 20 points on Qs. All right, that's again if the SPX of the market holds. All right, so let's see what happens in July, August. As we know, we hold. The only one thing that we need to keep in mind is the earnings premium, right? So be careful with what you pay. Even if you get a significant move towards your direction, right? Are you gonna get that? Return on your options, right? So I would keep that in mind. And apart from that, you guys know some nice little call buys. Personally, I am having a red week, right? I'm very transparent about that, and I think it's healthy. That's fine. Once in a while, that's fine. But let's see, and we'll go on from there. See you guys in the chat room.